So if you look at the other side of the bridge, there's a retaining wall that runs from where the arched part of the bridge is, which we call the vault, over to, well, it's quite a long retaining wall. It runs up the bank until it runs out of bank that it needs to retain. And over on this side, where we're working, there was a very similar retaining wall, and you can see the remnants of the edge of it there. The wall collapsed, and it was pretty clear to me that the reason it collapsed was the way it was built. It was probably built on the right onto the ground, pretty much, and backfilled with stone and soil. Pretty much just gravel, soil mix. And over time, the backfill holds water and will freeze occasionally and push on the wall. And these walls were built with a single layer of stone. So every single stone that you see there is basically backed, and you can almost see that over there if you look at it. It's backed up by small stuff and soil. So there's not really any depth to the wall. It's just the depth of the wall is the length of the stones, and that's it. So when you get to the height of this thing here, 12, 15 feet at its biggest, there's a lot of instability or potential for instability there. Yeah. Add to that occasional poor choices of stone that are more likely to slip, then you have a good recipe for a wall failure. And it took a long time. It probably took decades for this to develop its bulge and eventually reach the point where it couldn't stay up any longer. So there's a number of different approaches that could be taken to repair or stabilize this. To repair it would require removing all of the infill that was held in by the wall and what's left up there, which is now an unstable slope, right? And then in order to do that, we'd have to support this vault, the arch, because we'd have destabilized it. And it would then be likely to fail. Now, in some circumstances, it would be worth doing that, but this vault is very weak. It has a lot of weaknesses and a lot of points where it could fail. So the last thing we want to do is give it any chance of falling in. And rebuilding something like this is hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not over $1 million. So we're not even going there. And instead, what we're going to do is just try to prevent any further collapse. And in order to do that, we have to put material up against the bank in such a way that there's enough mass to counteract whatever forces are acting on the bottom edge of the bank and behind. So there has to be enough material there. And you can sort of see the approach that we take here. It's almost like a drystone wall. It could be called a drystone wall. It's really more of a hybrid revetment or slope armoring and drystone wall. And we're actually building this portion here as a platform for the excavator to stand on while we work on the lower part there. And you can see down there are some large rocks that have fallen out of the wall. We're going to leave those rocks where they are and build around them. And the only way we can reach that with this excavator is to build this primary platform first. and then we'll build the main, if you like, the main dish afterwards.